This is Kfar Kari, an Arab village in the densely populated central region of Israel, the crossroads of Arab life in the Jewish state. The villagers are preparing today for a hafla, an Arab festive celebration, for one of the village sons. His neighbors have high hopes for his success, both personally and in terms of Arab-Jewish relations. There are 700,000 Arab citizens living in Israel. Muhammed Massrawa is the first Israeli Arab to be appointed a consul general for Israel. He will soon be leaving for Atlanta, Georgia. Many of his most hopeful supporters have come to wish Massrawa well, including local Arab dignitaries, Jewish colleagues from the area, and government officials like Foreign Minister Shimon Peres.
We would really like to have a country where everybody has an equal opportunity, not for the sake of image, but for the sake of virtue.
Government Minister Ezer Weitzman also attended.
Anyone who wants to improve the chances of peace between us and the rest of the Arab world has to look at the Arab population as charity begins at home. And before we go leaping into better relations with Egypt that we have and finding peace with Jordan and the whole Palestinian problem in Syria, let's see that we first of all live happily and honestly and sincerely with Arab citizens of Israel.
Massrawa spoke in Hebrew and Arabic to the crowd.
Ladies and gentlemen, the integration of Arab intellectuals into the life of the nation and participating in her institutions makes them partners in development committed to our upbuilding. We must change the cycle for Israeli Arabs as Arabs in a Jewish state and become an asset for the state of Israel as well as all her law-abiding citizens.
Massrawa, today 47, is a high school and law school graduate, a member of the growing Arab intellectual class in Israel. He practices law in the Jewish town of Hadera with a mixed Arab and Jewish clientele, to whom he must now, temporarily at least, bid farewell.
This is Tommy.
At the end of the day, Massrawa is also a family man. He is helping his wife and 3 sons prepare for the 2 to 3 year move to Atlanta. The first step is one of diligent English studies for them all. But English will not be Massrawa's biggest challenge in representing Israel abroad. Not all Jews or Arabs in Israel accept the idea of an Arab spokesman for their country. Massrawa sees himself as a representative of both.
I think that I am Arab, Israeli, but on the details I am part of the Palestinian people they are the minority in Israel. And I think that we belong to the Palestinian people that are part of the Arab nation. Now I am Israeli and I will go to represent Israel abroad.
Massrawa is not new to public affairs. In 2 past terms as head of the local village council, he learned to deal with the pressing problems of Arab-Israeli life. The community's burgeoning population and consequent housing shortage, the improvement of educational standards, and development of a strict agricultural economy to one with an industrial infrastructure as well. All this within the context of Israel's political and economic bureaucracy. Massrawa sees himself as a representative of all those who believe in coexistence.
I think that people in Israel, that is most people in Israel, want peace and an agreement with the Palestinian Arab people for a solution to the problem and the Middle East conflict. I believe that I can represent that cross-section of the people and the Arab public who jointly desire a peaceful solution with the Palestinian Arab people.
Massrawa's wife, Hitam, is a graduate of Nazareth High School and speaks English, Hebrew, and of course Arabic. She must prepare herself and her children, both physically and psychologically, for the jarring shift from a rural village to a bustling American metropolis. They are using albums with everything from pictures of Atlanta to American sports, so that the children will know what to expect. Massrawa also has his own original ideas for bridging the gap between the Jewish and Arab communities in Atlanta.
As an Arab, and as the first Arab to serve as an Israeli consul, I think one of my tasks will be to represent Arab-Israeli citizens by encouraging a dialogue between the local Arab and Jewish communities in Atlanta. Perhaps even through joint activities for common goals, such as Jewish-Arab coexistence, democratic values, and strengthening ties between the two peoples. Perhaps even by raising funds for institutions in Israel that advance these goals.
Hitam, a newly observant Orthodox Muslim, operates her home as all traditional Arab homemakers, caring for her husband and sons. She too is preparing for a life in the United States that will not be quite as traditional as she is accustomed to.
أنا بفكر إنه صعب شوي إنه الواحد.
I think that it will be a challenge, but I'm sure we will cope successfully with the change.
I have no doubt that Israel cannot remain a part of the Middle East without integrating into it. It seems to me that today conditions in the Arab world, within the legitimate Palestinian representation, and also within Israel, are conducive to reaching peace.
Massrawa and two of his sons have been frequent guests at neighboring kibbutz Lavi for English lessons from a kibbutz member and former American, a modest symbol of the coexistence that Massrawa believes in so strongly.
L-P-H, help. 3. Not the number 4. To give it, I want it for you.
It is perhaps this symbol that makes Massrawa so optimistic about his chances for success as Israel's Consul General in Atlanta.